A common office radio, like any of those found in countless waiting rooms, lounges and other semi-public spaces all over the world.
Moment, bevor ich hier irgendwas anfange. Mechanik. Sehe ich mir meine Mechanik-Sachen an. Na komm schon. Nee, da habe ich die besseren Handschuhe an. Das weiß ich. Waren es wirklich nur die Handschuhe? Ernsthaft? Das Gefühl, ich habe irgendwas übersehen. Wahrscheinlich frage ich mich jedes Mal dasselbe und ich vergesse es auch jedes Mal. Ja, ich glaube, genau so ist es. Ich vergesse jedes Mal, dass ich nur Handschuhe dafür habe.
A common office radio, like any of those found in countless waiting rooms, lounges and other semi-public spaces all over the world.
Kim, wie kriege ich den Sendeempfänger aus diesem Teil raus?
There's usually a little switch somewhere. Ah yes, it's the one that says release.
Der Lieutenant zeigt auf die Seite des Rundfunkgeräts. Ich lege den Auswurfschalter um.
The lock disengages with a nice click. You may now safely remove the transceiver unit.
Das war jetzt nicht so schwer. Ich untersuche den Sendeempfänger.
There's nothing obviously remarkable about it. It's about the size of a common pasta box, with knobs of molded plastic. What else is there to say?
Denken Sie, dass wir damit wirklich die Koalition erreichen können?
You've surprised me more than once during the course of our investigation. But I have to say, it still seems like a remote scenario.
Was sagen Sie dazu? Kann es mit Ihrem Dinnerwave mithalten? Wahrscheinlich nicht.
It doesn't, frankly. Don't get me wrong. This appears to be a fine transceiver for a general audience. But it's not something a serious radiohead would use.
Ihnen zeige ich es noch, Kitsuragi.
Show me what, Detective?
Der Lieutenant scheint deinen Ärger außerordentlich zu genießen.
With its transceiver gone, the radio has ceased its persistent buzzing. It is as silent as a headstone.
Dann schaue ich aber doch noch einmal in dem LKW von Ruby nach und im Pfandhaus. Ich finde mir einen besseren. Doch da.
A lorry abandoned by its owner, stuck in the smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. There's something odd about the passenger seat.
Oh,
The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
ja, da den Sendeempfänger. Ich entferne den Sendeempfänger.
It takes a few moments, but eventually
Aha.
the transceiver slides from its greased socket mount with an eminently satisfying ching.
Der ist hochentwickelt.
Nearly the same sound produced by the action on a good breech loader. You can't fail to notice. As you take the transceiver in your hands, the lieutenant bites his lower lip, apparently deep in thought.
Ist meiner jetzt besser?
Funny, isn't it?
Ja, klingt genau wie ein alter Hinterlader.
Oh, I didn't mean that. It's just ironic that you are using the lady driver's radio to contact the very authorities you are so keen to evade.
Where the radio used to be, there's just a rectangular shadow now.
Ich untersuche den Sendeempfänger.
It's about the size of a small box of pasta, but much heavier. Now that you're looking at it more closely, you realize the various dials and meters make it look vaguely like a face. A distinctive triangular logo forms the nose. That's the mark of Esther Electronica, one of the major manufacturers of advanced radio equipment.
Es muss einfach besser sein als ihr Dynawave.
An Esteras is certainly nothing to sniff at. But if you compare the feature sets, I would say they are more or less equivalent.
Na schön, damit steht es wohl unentschieden.
So it would appear.
Pack ihn weg.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls, but there's a rectangular shadow where the radio used to be, and something strange about the passenger seat. The pull-out toolbox lies hidden under the driver's seat. Some tools have been left scattered near the pedals.
Jetzt bin ich gespannt, was unter dem Bezug ist vom Sitz.
Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
Lobt dich der Lieutenant, während du in deinem Schatz blätterst. Er ist abgenutzt und in ordentliche Rechtecke gefaltet. Ich klappe die oberste Karte auf.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Wo führt die Straße hin?
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Ich klappe die zweite Karte auf.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history.
Ich sehe mir die dritte Karte an.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway.
Was hat das alles zu bedeuten?
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated the East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Wo kommt die Schmuggelware dann hin?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti? Das kommt mir irgendwie bekannt vor.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta, it's a dark parody.
Was glauben Sie, wer dahinter steckt?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Okay. Ich lege den Stapel Karten wieder unter den Sitz.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Der Sound war ganz so laut. Was denn? Ach, der hochentwickelte Sendeempfänger. Ja, der wird ja wohl reichen, oder? Da gehe ich jetzt mal von aus, dass der reicht. so renne ich eigentlich rum? Ich hätte auch die Abkürzung nehmen können. Ach ja. Dann reisen wir zurück.
Yes, what is it?
Ich habe einen Funksendeempfänger gefunden.
Ah, very good. Let's see what you have.
Den hier hat jemand dazu verwendet, einen Drogenschmuggelring zu koordinieren. Ich gebe ihr den hochentwickelten Sendeempfänger.
Interesting. An S that has EH4, heavily customized. This is an advanced model, highly capable. I'll need to replace the frequency dial, but it should certainly work for our purposes.
Super.
She's impressed by your resourcefulness as much as by the equipment itself.
Ich bin auch ein bisschen stolz, dass ich daran gedacht habe.
I believe that means we're ready to get started. I should warn you, once we begin setting up this antenna, we'll need to see the whole process through. There won't be any second chances, any do-overs. You understand?
Okay.
So if there's anything you'd like to get in order before we depart, I suggest you do it now.
Moment, haben Sie nicht gesagt, dass wir eine Stromkette bräuchten?
Ah, yes. I wasn't sure what to do about that, but then I discovered an abandoned power source down by the edge of the bay.
Meinen Sie den Motorwagen, mit dem ich in der Bucht einen Unfall hatte?
Oh, yes. I did notice that it was covered in police livery. Then you already know that the carriage itself is irreparable. But the rear-mounted engine seems to be in fine working order. My intention is to run a power cable from the engine up to the antenna. It won't last forever, but it should give us enough time to establish a connection with Coalition Warship Archer.
Was für Sachen soll ich denn erledigen?
That's up to you. At a minimum, I would make sure you are physically and mentally prepared for an intense and difficult process. Once we begin, there can be no interruptions.
At the very least, you should make sure you're wearing a good pair of gloves.
Ja, die habe ich.
Radio engineers typically carry overpriced solvent sprays to clean the antenna connections. But in a pinch, some common ammonia works just fine.
Aha.
Psst. It's the alcohol in the ammonia that's doing the real work. Kinda like with you.
Wir hätten diese Spirituose zum Beispiel.
Finally, there's the question of stimulants. Some people prefer to keep legal amphetamines on hand to help with their work. I'm not one of them, but they do exist.
Dann hatten Sie es also nicht zum ersten Mal mit Speedfreaks zu tun.
It is possible that technical fields attract a certain kind of personality. I haven't given it much thought.
Ja, wir könnten vielleicht noch ein paar Heilgegenstände gebrauchen. Tatsächlich. Für Gesundheit.
That's fine. Return to me when you're ready to go.
Und ich weiß jetzt auch nicht, kann ich danach noch meine Ruby-Ermittlung normal weitermachen? Das macht mich jetzt ein bisschen nervös. Okay, wir kaufen noch Heilgegenstände. Es wäre halt dumm, wenn ich danach nicht mehr den Fall lösen könnte, oder? Kann ich mir nicht vorstellen. Das meint sie dann doch bestimmt mit Drogen, oder?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Achso, nee, ich will nur was kaufen. Moment. Wo ist denn hier was?
You see several packaged raincoats. Phil, the packages are small, discreet. sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed.
Ähm,
No need to worry about knocking over a display.
stehlen? Ausdauer? Was ist das? Achso. Ja, ich jetzt glaube ich nicht. Nee, ich will eigentlich... Wo sind denn die
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol.
Medikamente?
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Ja, ich habe Zigaretten, ich kann sie aber leider nicht rauchen. Wo sind die? Sind die? Ach da.
A small cabinet on the wall
Yeah.
is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Haben sie zufällig Ammoniak?
Yeah, there's like an ampule somewhere.
Ha? Können wir natürlich auch mal kaufen, einfach.
Okay, don't, like, overdo it or something.
Ja, ja. Dann nehme ich das Druamin.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Aha. Jetzt habe ich 5 Ladungen. Kann ich nochmal Druamin kaufen?
Okay, here.
Yeah.
I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Das sollte reichen. Das sollte reichen. Vielleicht brauche ich auch einfach die hier. Wer weiß. Was habe ich sonst noch? Ich habe auch noch hier Pyrrolidon als Droge. Und Speed. Aber die sind ja im Grunde auch nur... Ja, plus 1 Psyche, plus 1 Motorik. Ja, ich glaube. Ansonsten sind wir soweit vorbereitet eigentlich. Wir werden auf jeden Fall nochmal vorher dann speichern, bevor wir das machen. Aber speichern.
Yes, what is it?
Jetzt bin ich bereit. Funken wir die Archer an.
Very good. If you'll help me with some of this equipment then.
Back across the water lap. At least we are getting our exercise in today.
Wie immer, Kim.
If you'll please carry that amplifier, officer. And if you'll take that spool of cable, we should be able to move it all in one trip.
Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt. Hallo? Oh. Okay. Das sieht interessant aus. Ja. Was tun wir hier? Oh mein Gott, was tun wir hier?